Hi, lovely ladies. Welcome back to another episode of Style Your Dreams. I am so happy to be with you today on this journey to living the best lives we can possibly dream up. So today I want to have a conversation with you about what's holding you back. And I think every single human being, especially the human beings listening to this recording, can relate to that there is something holding you back. Maybe you're not present to it right this second, but you can think of a time that you were, and most likely, if you really thought about it, there is something holding you back right now. So why is it that we relate to life like there's something that's holding us back? And from what is it holding us back from? So for the sake of this conversation, I want to talk about what's holding you back from living the life you've always dreamed of having. Chances are, for most people, the life you're living isn't the one you've always dreamed of. There might be one area, chances are more than that, you're not fulfilling on your dreams. And you relate to it like there is something that's holding you back. So what is it? And I want you to look for a minute. What is it that's holding you back? Is it your money situation? Is it your significant other? Is it your upbringing? Is it your family? Is it your job? What is it that's holding you back from fulfilling on everything you've ever dreamed of? And I'd like you to consider for a moment that the only reason anything is holding you back is because you've been telling yourself a story long enough to believe that it's true, that this thing really is holding you back. Just think about it. You could take any situation in your life. Maybe you have a dream of, becoming a professional actress. I think I pulled that one from Stella. And you may relate to it like you don't have time, or you don't have the resources, or you don't know the right people. But if you can let go of the story that there is something holding you back, then you can see pathways to fulfilling on that. So if you could let go of the story about what's holding you back, because remember, the story is just something you've been telling yourself for so long in life that you now treat it like it's the truth about your life. And it's not the truth about your life. I'd like you to consider, and I know a lot of people aren't going to like this, but I'd like you to consider that there is nothing holding you back except for your thoughts, your beliefs, and your mindset. I know it's contrary to everything you've been telling yourself and what everyone around you has been telling themselves for years and years and years. So back to my example, if you wanted to be a professional actress and you don't have the right connections or resources, or you don't even know where to begin, which is the case for a lot of people when they have big dreams, take one step. Notice what's holding you back and take one step beyond it today. Just one. It can be a little one. It could be that you research online, what are the steps to take to become a professional actress. I remember, I'm going to share with you this story. So when I was 17, my mom gave me some Tony Robbins cassettes. Sorry, not CDs. It was a long time ago. She gave me some cassettes and I couldn't get enough of them. I listened to them nonstop in my car on repeat, trying to have all of the information go deep into my system so that I could have what I wanted in life. I was a dreamer my entire life. So that's one thing that I did. And then in my 20s, no, probably when I was 18, when I started listening to these, I decided, you know what? I want to be a public speaker. I want to be someone who leads some sort of programs to change people's lives. Yeah, I thought that when I was 18. Oh, can you believe? There's no accident that I am where I am today at 51, because you do something long enough and it all comes true. But fast forward, I was 22, 23, 24, somewhere around that time frame. And I met this woman at a bar. I was hanging out with a bunch of friends, and she asked me this interesting question that no one had ever asked me in my life. She said, "What are your dreams?" And I was really taken aback by it. First of all, who is this woman and why does she need to know what my dreams are? But second of all, like, how bold that she would ask me that question. So I'm asking you that question today. What are your dreams? The ones that you really, in the deepest part of your soul, wish to achieve. And so after a few minutes of being stunned by this lovely lady, I told her my dream was to be a professional speaker and change people's lives. And then the next question came, and she said, "Well, what are you doing about it?" And I was so mad. I was so mad. I looked at her and I'm like, "What do you mean, what am I doing about it?" And she's like, "Well, this is your one and only life. What are you doing about it?" Now, remember, I was in my early 20s at the time. And I was like, "Well, I don't know how to do that. Like, I wouldn't even know where to begin with that. So it's just a dream." Oh, my other dream at the time was to be a professional singer. I said both of those things, to be a professional speaker and a professional singer. And it really did look like to me that I had no access to achieving either of those. I wasn't raised in a family that you could achieve your dreams. I wasn't around people who were fulfilling on their dreams. I didn't know anyone who was a professional singer or a professional speaker. I didn't have access to it in my thought process, in my mental state. And that became a firmly held belief that I had. I can't do it because I don't know the access. I don't have the resources. Whatever I was telling myself at the time. Gosh, it feels like yesterday. And I was so, taken over by my beliefs that it wasn't likely to happen because I had no idea how to make that happen. And I'm sure for a lot of you listening right now, you have things that you would really love to accomplish and you don't have access to it. And there are lots of people probably telling you, if you've even been honest enough to tell them what you dream, that they've told you why it can't happen for you, why you're not enough, why you're not good enough, why you're not talented enough, why you didn't come from the right family, have the right finances, why. But what if we noticed the thoughts that we're having about that and for a moment put them aside? You can pick them up again in a minute if they empower you, but just for a moment, put them aside. Let's say they weren't there. Let's say you did know. Let's say you knew how to fulfill on it. Some of you may know how to fulfill on your dreams and you're too afraid to take the action. You're too scared, or you listen to so many disempowering beliefs you have or other people have of you. So put it aside for a moment and look to see if you knew how, and if you could disappear or get rid of what's holding you back. What action could you take? What could you do? What's one thing? So much comes up around that because you've got to really deal with if you really want that thing. Or is it just something you've been telling yourself forever? Because if you really do want that thing, then it's yours. You just have to go get it. Or is it something that you thought you wanted, but the thought of taking the action makes you go, you know what? I actually don't really want that. Maybe I want this other thing. So back to my story, she asked me these questions. It was very, very confronting for me, but I was grateful because she had me look at my life and see the trajectory of my life was that I was never going to fulfill those things because I used not knowing how as an excuse instead of stepping into my power, stepping into my future, and figuring it out. So nothing happened monumental after that conversation for several months. And several months later, I participated in a couple programs that had me see my limiting beliefs and where I stopped myself in life. And I got so inspired by what I was learning that I wanted to teach it. And so I did. I started teaching what had just changed my life. And guess what? I fulfilled my dream of being a professional speaker and empowering people to have the best lives ever. Now, this was, oh my gosh, 26 years ago. That's so amazing. And all it took was the inquiry, how can I fulfill this? What is holding me back? What if I let go of the stories and the disempowering beliefs that not only I've been telling myself, but others around me had been telling me? See, I didn't have people in my life telling me I could accomplish anything, that I was worth it, that I was extraordinary. I didn't have that. I mean, the people in my life did the best they could do. They didn't have anybody doing that to them either. That's why I relied on things like audio cassettes in my car. Nowadays, it's so extraordinary because you can turn on a podcast and get empowered. You can Google anything. Remember, back then there was none of this. So, but the point is that I had a dream and I saw I wasn't fulfilling on it, and I was willing to let go of what was holding me back, called my disempowering conversations and my beliefs, and I was willing to consider it was possible. That's it. I was willing to consider it's possible to have what I want. And then I could ask the universe or pray to God and say, show me. I know it's possible, and I need you to show me the way and reveal to me what I cannot see. And it started unfolding. So what is it in your life? What is something that's holding you back? And maybe it's holding you back in multiple areas, or maybe it's holding you back from your one dream. But what is it that's holding you back that you empower like it's the truth, that it has to hold you back, that you're not enough, that today you could let go of? You could either physically let go of it, like changing your circumstances, or you can let go of the story, which sometimes is the first step for you. Sometimes the first step is, what if this isn't true? What if what I've been telling myself over and over about this situation isn't true? Just as an inquiry. And then if you inquire into it and think about what if it's not true, then it starts to open up a space where you could consider other possibilities. What is true? What could be true? If I did know, what would I do? So, what's holding you back from having the best life possible? And can you consider putting it aside for a moment to see something else? See, I know, because my job, my passion, my mission is to empower women to live the best lives they can possibly ever be. And if you and I had a conversation, I can show you what's holding you back. but you can also notice it for yourself. So notice, what are the stories you tell yourself over and over and over again that you have believed like it's the truth? Because none of it is the truth. I am a firm believer, and there's lots of science to prove this, but I'm a firm believer that everything in the universe is energy. Everything. I say it often around my house. Everything is energy. We're made up of atoms. So is everything else. So therefore, if it's all energy, then I can change anything in any moment. It doesn't have to go the way that it's been going. And it all has to start with my mind, my beliefs, what I tell myself, etc. So if you want an amazing life, change your mind, change your beliefs, stop letting things hold you back, and take what is rightfully yours in life. You are enough. You are powerful beyond measure. Regardless of any circumstances, regardless of anything anyone has ever told you, you are amazing. You are powerful. You can accomplish anything. All you have to do is believe and tell yourself a new story. I believe in you. I'm so grateful that you were here today to listen to this message. I would love to hear in the comments how this message impacted you. I want to know what you're letting go of that's been holding you back. And if this podcast made a difference for you, if you could just give me a 5-star rating and review so that other people can hear this message as well. So lastly, remember, what you do today or who you are being today will impact what's possible for you a year from now. So take action today. That's it. I hope you have a magical, magical week. Let me know how I can help. Reach out on any of the social channels. I am Carrie Blair, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Have a great week. Bye.